So here's how the lineup of the fender is. A couple things I got to do. You can see there's a bigger gap here from here, and then there's a big gap right here. What I'm going to do the same thing with what I did to fix the gap down there because it had the same issues. I'm going to put a weld bead right here. That'll give me an edge and fill in, and then I can grind it down to the thickness I need. Still figuring out, I might have to put a bead here to take this gap up a little bit, and if I do, I'm going to mark it. Then I'll take the fender off, put the weld. I'll try to take a video of it. I didn't take the video when I did that, but it'll be the exact same procedure. I got to decide if I'm going to get really anal and fix this, then fix that, and fix this. I just want it to be as close as it can to a nice bead. And when I get to that, I'll take a video of doing this so you can see how I did the bottom down there. And I just got to decide, am I going to close this gap? Close this gap. Definitely close that gap. You see, pretty thick. Want to get it to the point to where it's no bigger than this, which is about less than 1/4 inch. Over here, it's a lot more. It's probably more of a 1/8, and it's 1/4 over here. So I want to take 1/8 of it out of the gap, and then fill this corner so it reaches closer to this corner here, because it's about 1/4 inch off. And I got to decide if I'm going to fill this gap. That's where I'm at, filling gaps. Otherwise, I think the fender's really good. I can't push it in any further because then I'll create a gap. So I'm not sure if you can see that, but that is the gap I want. So the tape, you can see here where the fold is. That's how much I got to add. I got to bring it over to the corner here. Add it a little bit to about here to get that gap right. And down here I got to add some to get this gap. With the tape, once I take it off, it will show me my thickness that I got to be. I know it doesn't look even, but it is fairly even. But I think I'll be good with a gap like that. The gap like that is just where it starts here. It is that even, the tape's even at the edge. And then you can see here it's like 1/4 inch off. And then it's not long enough, so I'll add that piece on and build that up. So, leave that till tomorrow's project. I'll add this all in. So here's where I'm at with the fender. I got the bottom done. Real light, some fiberglass Bondo or filler and regular filler. And had to fix the edge here. I'm going to do it here and here, so what I'll do is I will take a video of when I do these. I didn't do that one. Battery was dead. But I'm going to do these. And what I'm doing here is making a template. Don't know if you can tell, but right there is the line of where the fender ends. But the gap is way too big over here, and I can't move it in anymore. If I move it in, this won't be right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill in on this edge, fill in here with welds, and I'll show you how I'm going to do that. The other thing I got to do is, here it's high and here it's low. So like what I did on the brace down there, I made a jig and I bent it, and I'll show you how I do that when I do this, and see if I can get this corner up higher. If I can get this corner up higher, I really can't move the fender too much. Might be able to move this down, but trying to get this more even. Maybe be able to drop it down. I got a spacer in there, one spacer. But the problem I'm gonna have, if I drop it down too far, I lose this angle right here. These two pieces I'll lose, and this is a line, and it's got to line up. So I don't want to lose that, but I want to see if I can get this lower. I don't know if you can see that, but it's kind of. You see how the difference is that is? Pretty high. It's gonna be a good 1/8 inch, maybe more, higher right here than it is over here. This is right now the way I got it. This is flush here and this is high because I got spaces here. I gotta make sure, come over here, that these two lines get the same, which means if I drop it down too far, there's a ridge here and there's a ridge here that I got to make sure stay right in here. I don't know if you can see that, but this has got to stay. I move it up, as you can tell. So I got to see if I can push that down here and raise this a hair without raising this. So I got to push that down and pull this up. I got to add this gap here is a little bit bigger. You can tell the difference now that I got a fairly even gap all the way down. So I got a little template here. I'll make a template. I might not even make a template. I just got to know I got to put a weld between here and here. Right there. See it? You can see it right there. And just put a little weld there and I'll fix it and I'll grind it down. So that's what this video is going to be about, is fixing that spot and fixing that spot. I already got this spot somewhat done. And also, if you see all these dark spots, those are all low spots. I used a long block and sanded it down, wanted to see. It's only really a really well way of seeing where your low spots are. Low, low, or these are high. Now, you want to look at these are high, these are low. So the dark spots are all low, and the areas that you see sanded is all high. If I don't get that right, and I shoot paint on it, and you walk by, that's all going to be wobbly stuff that you'll see in your reflection. So that's something else I got to take care of. And that'll be easy enough. This thing has enough paint, everything else that I can sand down and get it smooth and finish it. So a lot of this, I think, is what they use. I'm thinking they use the DA sander and no longboard. What do you say about a longboard? These guys. This one here, if you look at a standard sanding block, right, use the longer one, because, you know, when you use this one, it'll wobble and leave you deals. Most body guys know this. This guy uses a longer, and I even got a longer one. You know, when you want to do long panels and stuff, when I get further down the line of making sure everything's pretty smooth. But by the time I'm done, I'll get all these high and lows out. So I'm going to take the fender off, get everything ready, and shoot another video. What you'll look at is how this guy comes down. I'm going to show you on the other fender, but this gap on the other fender is about 1/8 to 1/16. where you can see here it bends down a lot and it's a high spot here. But looking at it, right here, you know, there's been a crack. And I'm thinking that's the spot that it bent right there. So I got to pull this down, which should be pushing that up. So I'm going to make a jig to do that. And I'm going to go take this over to the other side and show you the difference in the gaps. So this is on the other fender. And you see that gap there is about the thickness of the pen tip. But the other gap, I could almost put the whole pen in there. Now, I think it all has to do with that area right here on the other fender. Sorry about the lighting. So that's what I'm going to go on. I'm going to fix it a little bit. I'm going to take it too much, but that'll get me at least closer to where I need. And once I get that, then I'll start adding the weld to it. So here's how I'm going to do it. I got this piece of wood. This is my jig. Here, so I don't mar it up. Got a piece of wood here, piece of wood here. I'm going to just squeeze it in a little bit. Sorry you guys always see my back. Which will put pressure on it, pull it in. I'll go a little further when I need. So I went, pushed it in a little bit. I'm going to try it again, see how it works. But I could tell this is definitely the area where they welded, because I can see a crack here that they didn't weld and it's rusted. So I'm going to fix that. You can see where they welded here. So this was the area that when it got hit, buckled. And this is the point I pushed down. So that flattened this here. There's still more of a hump here than what I'd like. But I'm going to see how it fits, because I might be taking angles out that need to stay. So I'm not going to go too far with it. I'm just going to get it closer and then go from there. I could always fix more of it later. So to add another little piece to the video, what I want to go over is I was able to straighten this area out just a little bit. Here's my template. I'm going to take it off. You can see I was able to close the gap a little bit, because I even want to put the template back on. You can see the difference right here of there's the line of where it should have been, and then I had to move it down because that's how far I was able to massage the panel to get to where it needs to be. This is a little bit it's more even than what it was right in here. It's still got a high spot, still got a low spot, but you know, I'm either gonna really, because it's the brace that got bent, and I'm trying to bend it without messing it up. But I did notice, and I don't know if you can see in here, but there is a little crease right here. I'm trying to get in the I don't know if you can see it, but this corner is folding down. So what I got to do is take that crease out and pop this back up just a little bit, and that'll help. And what I want to do, if you look, see how these lines don't match? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to follow my template. So I've been working on it all day, and basically what I was able to get done was move this brace a little bit, try to get this all to move, because they welded it in place, so you know, it's really hard to get it to move a little bit. I did get a good 1/8 of an inch out of the height. You can see here from the template, so I had to move the template down. So, did get some work out of it. It's not perfect. I'm not trying to get it perfect. I'm just trying to get it to look nice. So, have a great one. Bye. So here's where I'm at. I'm going to work on this edge, bring it further out, so I get a better line on the car. Got a template here to show me how far I got to take it out. I'm going to run bead here, a weld bead and bead across the top and get it closer. This way I can get a edge that looks a little nicer than what it is. So what I'm doing is I'm checking to see if I have enough with my template, and it's showing me where to add because I want a little more so I can take some off. I'm adding a little extra metal, right here on the corner, so when I grind it down I can get the angle I want. I'm going to run a bead down here to about right here, from here to here. Looks like it's a little thin in the spot, blew a hole in it, so I got to fill it. What I'm doing is doing like a 1/2 inch at a time. And I'm not expecting the metal to move too much because it's got a brace behind it. But I don't want to blow any holes in it. So my template says I got to put a little weld bead right there. So I'm going to do that now. And I'm going to run another one alongside this one here. Got a couple of spots I got to add. Damn lights. The lights are keeping my helmet to stay dark. So I put some lights over here to see that side. Now I'm working on this side. It's not working too well. So now I'm going to do a little grinding. Try to get these edges smooth and check the fit. Grind your head if I need to. So, gotta grab my grinding helmet. Just gonna get it rough. I'm just gonna get a rough cut in, check it, see what I gotta go from there. Alright, that's it for now. I'm going to put it back on. I still got a lot of grinding to do. I got more metal on here than what I need. And I'll just keep taking it off until I get it to where I want. But right now I got enough to shape